Welcome to the Figure Zone. Really quickly, this is not a promotional video. I paid for this figure with my own money. Today we have the War Story Empire Commandos figure. It comes in a cool little cardboard box, so that's pretty cool. Protects the shipper main box there. And here's the main box. It looks pretty cool. It's got some cool designs going on. Fronts, backs, and side. Got the usual warnings down there. Choking hazards, not for children. Don't eat the yellow snow. There's all kinds of the usual stuff like that. And it's a cool little box. And a little bit different from the usual ones. This one you open up and you have a little insert in there like most boxes, which does look pretty cool. And it's a long insert piece, so you really got to dig that sucker out. And then you have one tray of just the figure, and you get this little warning thing there. This is a partially seamless body. It looks like the elbows are all seamless and the knees are all seamless. Everything else is pretty much just regular body. You do have a second tray underneath here with some of the extra awesome accessories, and they do look pretty cool. I purchased this figure at 16kid.com. I have a code link in the description below, and you will get $10 off orders of over $100 if you type in figurezone. That's pretty awesome. Now here's the figure here, and I gotta say, she looks pretty cool. When I got her out of the box, she looked pretty cool. The feet were detached, but we will talk about that a little bit more. And you do get a second head. You get a helmeted head and an unhelmeted head, so that's pretty cool. The helmeted head is kind of like a cross between a Stormtrooper, a Death Trooper, and like a Clone Trooper, but it does look pretty awesome. Now for the accessories, you get a circular stand, and it looks pretty cool. It does the trick. Basic crotch grabber. You don't unfortunately get a flight stand. You do get the thermal detonator that goes on her back, which is a little weird. We'll talk about that in a little bit too. And you get this little flimsy piece of metal piece that goes on like her forehead. It looks kind of cool on the forehead, but I don't want to keep things on figures' foreheads because it may eventually rub against the paint and screw stuff up. You get two trigger hands. They do look pretty cool. They look like gloves almost. They're very shiny and they're very flexible, which is cool. You get one gripping hand, just one, and then you get one left fist hand. And on the figure there's two relaxed hands, so not much hands. The blaster does look really nice. I'm digging on this. Very cool. The good thing is the little piece doesn't fold down and go around the back, because every Hot Toys and Sideshow version of this blaster I have, as soon as you pull down that little stock piece, it never stays up there properly. So I like it just a little better. She comes with a jetpack too, which is pretty well painted. It's very shiny. It looks kind of new. And it's mother-frickin' magnetic. Bam! That's so much easier. And you also get two cool little blast-off pieces you can stick in there. Two cool little effects. Just use a little bit of force, shove them in there. They're by friction. They look pretty sweet. So the jetpack is pretty cool. Magnets are friggin' awesome. And that's it for the accessories. Now the helmet does look pretty cool. The lenses up top have a green tint going on. And again, it's a weird cross Commando style helmet. It's got a smaller neck peg in there. If you pop that little piece out, you may be able to stick it onto like a bigger Stormtrooper, so that's a possibility. And here is the figure. Head sculpt looks pretty nice. I'm liking it. It looks pretty much just like the prototype version. You've got the rooted hair going on there. You can see like where the little pieces are that connect. The hair is not too bad. Again, you could put some product in there and get it a little bit more tamed, but I like it. It looks nice. There's a little neck piece here. It's made out of some kind of pleather stuff, so that's sometimes not good. The armor's like a harder kind of plastic, which is cool. And you can see this thing goes all the way around this little bra armor. And then the back, you got some detail going on there too. And it looks pretty nice. You got the Imperial logo. You got some tattoos. You have a rubbery kind of bra thing. And the chest feels hollowish, like it's just air you're pushing on. So it's not like a TBLeague body or a Jiaou Doll body where you can feel a little bit more give. It's more like silicone. This is like a rubbery skin texture. And what's cool is you can move around the forearm armor a little bit. It's like a harder plastic, but it has a little bit of give to it, which is cool. You can cover up the wrist pegs. You can move it around a little bit. So that's always awesome. Belt's got some okay detail going on. You can move it up and down if you want. The shorts are made of a rubbery material that I hope doesn't get damaged over time from wrinkling. And you got the holster over here. Unfortunately, my magnet was attached to the other magnet. That's an easy fix. Just get some glue. You've got one little strap there. And this little bottom armory piece, it stays on pretty much by friction. So if it falls down, just pretty much push it back up. And the thigh armor is the same way. It stays on by like friction attached like the rubber body, which has a little bit of like grippiness going on there. So yeah, it looks nice. Again, the shorts in the back, rubbery material. They kind of bunch up a little bit. There's not much you can do. You can see this is not a total seamless body. There's openings in the legs, so the legs are attached separately. So it's not a full seamless body. But still nice. It does the trick. You could probably do a body swap, but I don't know. Don't think it's really necessary. You got the armor down the shins. Pretty cool. The boots look pretty awesome. You know, Stormtroopers, Commandos usually like got to get those platform heels going on there to fight the rebellion, I guess. But the armor all around looks pretty cool. I'm digging on it. And here is her compared with a basic A New Hope Stormtrooper. They're pretty good scale-wise. It's not bad. And here she is posed up with a New Hope Stormtrooper also. They look pretty cool together. Will she look good next to some Star Wars Stormtroopers? I don't know. It's an interesting choice here. I guess if you're going into battle, you want to get as much armor as possible. And always hear that this plastoid armor isn't that great in the first place. So, if anything, you could always take like a full black bodysuit and put it underneath the figure too if you can get that chest piece off. That might look pretty cool. If you're enjoying the video so far, do me a favor, hit that thumbs up button. It helps out the channel big time. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and bell notification so you don't miss out on the 1/6 scale news and figure reviews. And here's that little metal headband thing she comes with. I'd probably advise using two hands, unlike me. I'm trying to do this thing with one hand. It gives it a different look. It does kind of look cool. It's not like super tight. It's just on there just enough. So I'm always afraid of keeping stuff like that on a figure if it eventually could damage the sculpt or something. Now to get the head off, it's pretty much just a basic smaller neck joint ball peg piece there. So just pop it off and put the new helmet on, and it's rather easy. This is the first time I tried doing it, so sometimes you have issues with these things, but this one was rather easy, and it does look pretty cool with the helmet. So you got some choices to make here, unhelmeted or with the helmet. And for some quick articulation, head pretty much does whatever you need it to do. This thing has pretty good articulation for this little tiny bodysuit. It is pleather, so be careful over time. The arms go up pretty well, and you can get this into some decent posing. You could probably go even higher, but I'm afraid to tear the pleather. The arms have a little bit of a restriction because the armor pieces are hitting each other, so pretty much you can only do what you can do there. The wrist pegs are okay. They're a little bit flimsy, maybe some blue tack in there. You've got some ab crunch side to side, which is pretty good. Now the legs, they're pretty good too. They're going out pretty far as that plasticky bikini bottom piece will let you go. You can go back pretty far and forward a decent amount. So yeah, that's hard to do in a lot of basic figures there. It's pretty cool. Knees are on like a ratchet. There's a little bit of swivel going on, but there's also the armor is hitting the armor on the piece in the back there too, so you can only go so far unless you keep moving the armor around a little bit, but it is what it is. It's still cool. Now the feet. I hate the feet. They're complete garbage. Garbage, square peg, and a square piece. That is dumb. This system doesn't make any sense. You're shoving a square into a small square to keep the friction in. It doesn't work. So sometimes you just look at these things and they'll fly off. So if you do pose her in any way, the feet pretty much will come right off. This is the biggest downfall of this figure. Again, when I got the thing, the feet were out. I popped them in. They just would not stay in at all. So this is what I had to do. Yay. The giant long stockings are made of some kind of rubbery material, and they pretty much overlapped the little square pegs. So I had to trim the stocking pieces because I could not get them up any higher because the body is kind of like grippy feeling, and you just can't move those things around. So you might have to do this too. Hopefully you don't have to. I've talked to someone else who had this and they didn't have to do this, but unfortunately I did. And here's what happens when you're like, yeah, I'm going to put these feet on. It just seems like you push real hard and they click. No, there's no click. They just go on and then they just fall off. You just touch them. And then you got to put everything back on. And the same thing too. You just try to get them back on and just lightly posing them, lightly touching them. It's like, oh, this is okay. No, nope. Try to bend them forward. Here's the stupid peg. That's stupid. Now, one of the things too is the thermal detonator that goes on the back. It has two little slots in like the belt area. The only problem is both slots don't line up with the actual metal piece you're supposed to slide it into. So you either slide it into one or just slide it over the whole entire top. The holster's kind of on the wrong side for this type of blaster. It should be on the other side. It's pretty much set up for a cross draw because the giant magazine piece is facing outwards and it can't go against their hip. So the gun is facing the wrong direction. Now to sum it up, pretty much the figure is very cool. She's going to need a stand to stand up. She comes with one that's awesome. The feet just won't hold her up. She'll lean forward and the feet will pretty much come right off. When you pose this thing and put it in any kind of pose, my feet just fall right off. It's not fracking fun. The jetpack, everything looks really cool on this thing. You don't get a dynamic flight stand, but it does look pretty nice. She's like a jet trooper, commando, stormtrooper thing going on there. Do I recommend this? Yeah, it is pretty cool. Is it going to fit in your basic Star Wars collection? Probably not, but it still looks pretty cool. The only downfall, again, is those feet. Everything else I'm kind of digging on. The pleather may have some issues in the future, but if it does, just get like some kind of underbody suit made out of some kind of material that'll last a while. So feet are the only downfall, so far as I can tell. Now again, I got this at 16kit.com. If he doesn't have any left, check out Giant Toy. I have a link in the description below. You can save 5% off your purchase. Definitely check into that. Also in the description below, I've got a link from my Facebook group. Join up, post some pictures of your figures. Let's have some cool figure talk. I also have an Amazon affiliate account link down there, and a link to my Teespring account with some cool movie quote shirts and my Batman 66 series shirt. Pretty cool stuff. If you're interested in some awesome shirts, definitely check them out. Let me know your thoughts on this figure in the comments below. Also, if you order any of these figures from other companies too, let them know the Figurezone sent you. That way I can get in touch with those companies, get you guys some more cool discount codes. If you want to see some more awesome 1/6 scale news and reviews, click the video to the left or the playlist to the right. Thanks so much for watching. Till the next video.